Hello, look at us go. Welcome into the Eric St. Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week. Look at all these wonderful souls. I'm going to make Brandis cry. No, I won't do that. I just want to say how happy I am for Brandis here, who's in the audience. I see her name. And she's having a rough, last handful of days, weeks, because, when puppy dogs go to the Rainbow Bridge, that makes people sad. We don't like that. And then out of the blue, baby Jesus gave her a new dog. Stray dog just kind of wandered in her beautiful path. And she's like, oh, I think I want to help this dog. And the dog was all scared, shitless, and no identification. She did her best to try to find out who this dog belongs to. But at the end of the day, the dog needs care. Described as the universal puppy distribution system. Finally wins the dog's trust. It looks to be some type of lab. A little less than 1 year, according to the pictures I saw, which I'll try to make available in a second here. And then took the dog to the vet, able to have the professionals look over the dog. Like, I'm pretty sure at this point in time, Brandis, this is the fella who went to the Rainbow Bridge. Okay, we love him. Look at that boy. Hello, fella. Okay. And then, out of the blue, this fella, Bean. Look at. She tells the story that I was just talking about. A friend said maybe Ace, I guess that was the other pooches, who sent him because he knew you needed him. Look at this dog. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Spectacular. And then here's the new one laying with this guy. Look at this one. Who's this? Who's this bro or chick? There's Brandis. Juliette Lewis with tats. Nice, cute close-up pic. I love dogs so much. Here they are taking a walk together. Uh-oh, someone needs some leash training. Look at that face. This picture's my favorite, though, because of this right here. Look at those tootsies. Forget the dogs. Brandis showing off her piggies, which that makes EZ happy. Holy shit. Yeah, Eric, you made it weird. Ryan says, this fraudulent motherfucking creep has spent hours on those feet. Minutes, okay? It doesn't take that long to look at feet. Okay? It's not hours I stare at them, you idiot. Are you suggesting something sinister is happening there? That the foot is the most attractive person in the human form. Wait a minute. The foot is the most attractive thing in the human form. That's not weird. Just like someone has beautiful eyes. Nick says though they're called slabs in the foot fetish world. I don't like that at all. Don't be sending feet pics around this guy, says Hurricane Ashley. Ashley, I've seen pictures of Ashley's feet. Of all the feet that exist in the world, Hers are beyond help. No. She should wear socks all the time. Ryan says, big fraud. Would you be interested if I could get Kenny to send you photos of his feet? Of course. Kenny asked, when you married Diana, were you thinking about her feet, but trying not to reveal that? And that, no, I wasn't into that then. It wasn't until later in life that feet became a thing. Don't send pictures of feet, for fuck's sake. Now it's just, I don't want people I know sending me pictures of their feet. God damn it. Oh, gross. Ashley's are like the worst. She said that her boyfriend, Tim, gave her $100 to get her feet fixed. And I said, it's going to take $5,000. All right. Well, enough of that. Okay, the point of this was to talk about Brandis getting a, baby Jesus sent her a new dog. Bean. Oh, man, that's great. So happy about that. Hope you all did well yesterday, the past 24 hours, trying to maybe stay healthy to some degree with our Fraudulent Fatties program, where a Facebook group has been created. In fact, let me throw it up here right now, where we can encourage each other and bust each other's balls if we suspect that a member is not doing their part. Yesterday, a good portion of both shows was dedicated to beating the hell out of Amanda, who, is like up and down, up and down. One day, she's all great and excited. The next day, she's got down in the dumps. And it all stems, I don't know what the hell it stems from, but I know that on the days that she's down in the dumps, I'm guessing those are the days that she's not taking care of herself. This is Mike Q. Takes a picture of him looking sharp. This is my favorite shirt. It's the first time it's fit since 2016. Best part of this pic is down here. Those feet. Feet are universal. To me, it's not sexual. It's just they look great. Every person, except Ashley, has great-looking feet. Nikki is gaining some momentum. I'm at my lowest weight in 26 years. That's why I said, because she was like, oh, no, I've been at it for this amount of time. I've only lost 7 pounds. It's like, it's taken you decades to get to the point that you're at now. Give yourself a fucking chance, dick. Now she's down 2 weeks, 8.2. Fantastic job. And then this sentence, I have so much more to go. We don't say that in our group. We don't talk about how much more we have to go. We talk about currently today, I have to make good choices, and then at the end of the day, I will try it again tomorrow. Take it easy. Take it easy. By the way, there's one thing that concerns me is you say my knee hurts like hell and my ankle looks like it exploded, but I did those effing stairs. Do not get injured, okay? On the days, if you start to develop tendonitis or something like that, you will be on the shelf for extended time, and then it's no moving, okay? So inflammation of the joints is very real, especially for a person who's heavier than they should be, and they suddenly start doing more activity, even if it's something that's just going up the stairs more than you used to, okay? So make sure that you give yourself ample recovery, maybe perhaps more than one day. But in those days, just don't eat like a dick. You don't need to do this all at once. That leads to overtraining and pain. And pain is your body's way of saying, I believe you are not going to take those stairs anymore. So don't be dumb about this. Listen to your body. There's Mariah. I don't know Mariah. Wait a minute. Do I know Mariah? Is that? Yeah, that's Amanda's kid. Oh, okay. I got you. Look like a couple of hippies here. Good for Mariah that she's in here. Someone needs to yell at me, Stevie says. I haven't been walking as much as I should. Diet is keto, and it's fine. I need to move more. That is all. Yeah, I don't know how you do that keto shit. Yeah, you'll lose weight, but to me, it seems unsustainable. I mean, for me. Yeah, get your fucking ass out there and move. I could spend the whole day on this, looking at all these things and yelling at these people. It's like my favorite thing to do. There's your old pal EZ. Went late into the night last night to get this done, for me at least. Nothing. There's Brandis and her pooch. Ryan is the story because while he's been working hard at being disgusting for a long time, look at all these fitness rings that he's closing. And this day in particular, he let his guard down, and for dinner he had 1.5 donuts. And that was his dinner. But he's kind of balancing it because look at how much he moved. 1,017 calories of the 480 calorie goal. Holy shit. You're still going to feel like shit, though. Aram is now eating some weird food, of course. He says he's a flour addict. This is my first meal using organic, sprouted, flourless bread. It does not taste as delicious as my flour tortillas did. I don't even know what millet and spelt are, but they sound healthy. Yeah, this looks like it would be. You're right. There will be a learning curve there. Millet and spelt. Hey, holy shit, dude, you're killing it with the healthy words and foods, no doubt. All right. Amanda has checked in. Looks like something helpful. That's good. About anyone done any courses on that site about learning nutrition basics. This is gross. She announced, I have a party tomorrow night so I can sweat my tits off. Ugh. So gross, Amanda. That's horrible. No one wants to hear about you sweating your titties off. She writes, thank you, Eric, for doing what I wanted you to do. My new plan is eat when I'm hungry, sleep when I'm dead, and walk on my treadmill every night while watching TV. Aram suggests throw those prepackaged manufactured snack packets away. I eat that stuff like Cliff Bars in the beginning, and it's just dessert disguised in a health food package with, quote, 20 grams of protein written to trick us. The quality of the protein is probably so shitty that our bodies will not absorb it. I like this general rule. If a factory and or a chemist is needed to manufacture it, don't eat it. He's suggesting you eat food. Yeah, throw all that shit away. Everybody said that. All that dumb processed food that you eat is a shit show. All right, well, I'm not going to sit here and call you names and insult you when you, participate in the group but, you have a track record. You're probably going to go AWOL for about 9 days and then post that you got the blues and you're depressed and, oh, look at me. I'm so sad. Someone help me. No, fuck you. We're helping ourselves. That's the point of the group, dick. So no more of this bullshit. You're the only person I know who can be so actively involved in a group for the very first day and then, stop. I don't know how you even do that. It's embarrassing. Maureen with the grocery order. Look at all this fantastic food. I'm so proud. Excellent, excellent work. Everything except for Amanda announcing to the world that she's sweating her tits off. My God. All right. I'm not sure why Amanda says, yeah, Aram can bite me. Yeah, I don't think Aram did anything. I don't think that Aram did anything that would require an attack on him. He wants you to throw out those processed foods. By the way, that nice picture of Amanda's daughter and her pal there, whoever that person was. I don't know. I think I would have hit the edit button there, Amanda. Here on this cheery group of people. All right. That nice looking gentleman that was next to your sweet daughter there took his life. Why the fuck are you telling us this? You ever notice that this show is supposed to be light and stupid and ridiculous? I'm talking about liking dudes' feet, the feet of dudes. Everybody's just being silly. We were having so much fun talking about the new addition to Brandis's family with that puppy dog Bean and the divine intervention. It's all a feel-good Friday. And out of the blue, you drop that horrible bit of news to us. Isn't there any part in your dumb brain that says maybe I better wait before I just slap this on the world? Does that ever kind of click in your brain? Of sometimes people say time and a place. Time and a place. We don't ever want to hear, yeah, hey, guess what, guys? That picture of that guy there, he just killed himself. What an asshole. God damn. Kenny says time and place, read the room, etc. At what point in this conversation did you think, oh, I can't wait to drop the nugget that guy there is now dead? That was horrible. Amanda, I need to remind you. If you're talking, it's a disaster. Because odds are you're doing it without thinking. Okay? And this is coming from me. How the hell is it that I'm explaining this? Name was Shane. Don't make fun of hippies. Well, what? Huh? Who cares? What are you talking about? I don't want you to go off on hippies. It was one comment. It's you guys are Amanda is such a pain in the ass. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I didn't want you to go off on hippies. Yeah, just keep those portions of information to yourself. That's ridiculous. Just drop that on us like that. Out of the blue, everyone's having a good time. Hey, guess what? That guy's dead.
Stupid fucking hippie. Take a shower, hippie. Smelly shit, hippie. Dirty fucking hippie. Stupid fucking hippie. Take a shower, hippie. Smelly shit, hippie. Dirty fucking hippie.
You realize that this would not have happened if you had not said, yeah, don't make fun of hippies. And hey, this guy's dead. Don't make fun of hippies.
Stupid fucking hippie. Take a shower, hippie. Smelly shit, hippie. Dirty fucking hippie. Stupid fucking hippie. Take a shower, hippie. Smelly shit, hippie. Dirty fucking hippie.
All right. I have adopted a eating policy of as long as I'm not overeating, I am doing a million times better than what I used to be. I am now north of 5 pounds gone in 2 weeks and 3 days. In fact, I think I was a little dehydrated yesterday because I was down to like 181.4, and that quickly went up because I was a little thirsty, you know. But this morning, again, consistently dropping a little bit, a few ounces a day on this weight loss adventure. The plan to drop 30. All right. Water's been excellent for your old pal EZ. So, yeah, yesterday it was, I'm avoiding all the sugary shit, all the candy, and it's still everywhere in this household. Everywhere I am surrounded by garbage. Now, I don't want you to get the idea that I'm sitting around like being militant and not, when I'm hungry, I have something to eat. I just am not overdoing it. Like, I was feeling extremely hungry. And I just remember Byers said, if you're going to eat anything that's flour or sugar-based or anything like that, mix protein with it. So honestly, I had a cheese sandwich, 2 pieces of cheddar on bread. And then I had to go to Jackie's work party. Her employer does this big like family picnic type of deal, and they had a food truck there. And they got pulled pork sandwiches, slider size. So it was a slider bun with pulled pork and like a bit of cheesy potatoes, like half a cup's worth on the side. And I ate it. That's what there is to eat. I ate it. Water to drink. And but in the past, I'd go back and get seconds and thirds. And then that was the last thing I had to eat. And that was at like 5:45 p.m. All good. And then got my steps in a little later in the day, but no doubt fucking did it. Honestly, I'll have to really grind it out to get steps in today because I have to travel to Detroit to be part of Carl's show, Who Are These Podcasts Live in Detroit at the Magic Bag. I'm hoping that at one point, at least one member of the audience will go to those shows. They are so much fun. You would love it. You should listen to Who Are These Podcasts. You can download it wherever you download shows. Very, very fun show. And then you'll get to know everybody. Ryan says, I wanted to go badly. Why didn't you go? I know Kyle listens. I know Ryan listens. I don't know who else listens, but you guys should listen to that show. It's a lot of fun. But so I'm going there for that. Now, my plan was, I was like, fuck, I hate with a passion not sleeping in my own bed. All right? Unless if it's like up north. I'm like, fuck. But I want to hang out for a little bit after the show, so that's going to be late. I can't be driving back from Detroit, leaving at like midnight. So, I mean, I know me. That's like hours after my bedtime. But I'm such a cheap bastard. I don't want to get a hotel, and I don't want to sleep in a bed that is not my own without my Pooh Bear. But I have to. So, fuck. I got to get a damn hotel room. So all this travel, heading over there, takes 2.5 hours to get there. At some point, I'm going to have to get steps in. I'll be walking around. I'll be walking around the fucking club. It's a great thought. Why not take the RV? Well, here's the deal with the RV. There and back with the RV is probably north of $100 in fuel. It's a pain in the ass. You can't park the fucking thing anywhere. And, you know, I have to go pick it up. There's a lot of setup that goes to it. Got to put water in the thing. I think it's easier, actually, to just get a fucking hotel. That's a great thought and something I've thought of, too. Nick suggests you need a topper for your truck. That's what I sleep in. I have thought about that. Putting a topper in the truck. Yes. I am all about a topper in the truck. Over the bed of the truck, and then you just crash in that thing. That is going to happen, I think. My truck is falling apart. Like, it's being rotted out by rust. Those years of trucks that were made in the U.S., domestic trucks. I don't know. It's like all of the automakers got together. It doesn't matter what type of truck it is. Ford, Chevy, GMC, Dodge, doesn't matter. Where the wheels are, above the wheels, rot out. The bottom of the doors, rot out, rust. And mine is no exception. I think they eventually got to a point where it's like they colluded to make them shitty. If you think about it, every time you turn on a commercial or turn on the TV and there's a commercial for an American-made truck, they're talking about how tough they are, how they can drive through anything. And they're fucking shit when it comes to, them staying intact. They just fall apart, rust out. I don't think it's a problem anymore. It's like, how did you finally figure it out? That is such bullshit that can happen. Aram says road salt. Well, yes, but the cars that I have don't do that. I have a car, the fucking Honda that I have that's almost 20 years old isn't rusted at all. And it's been in the same Michigan winters. It looks brand new, the body, except for when I hit it. Very strange to me. Which brings me to the strike. It's a perfect opportunity to start talking about the strike. The United Auto Workers are going up the Big Three's ass with a wire brush. First of all, they want a large pay raise, and they want graduated pay raises over the life of this next contract. I think the union is offering a 20% pay raise or something like that. It's all in this article. I'll get into it, but they want considerably more than that. The union wants 36% pay raise, 5% additionally every year for a total of the life of the contract. The end of the contract, they should be making 56% more than what they are now. That is substantial. They also want the return of the pension. When the auto companies, because they run their business like shit, in 2008 and 2009 were on the brink of bankruptcy, the union gave up their pension. Now, there's two things you get with this company, with these companies. You can take the money you earn and put it into a 401k, which is excellent. In addition, every day you work, you earn money towards your pension. So when you retire, you can earn Social Security income, you can earn your pension income, and you can earn your 401k income. It's wonderful. The employees gave that up when those companies were about to go belly up. Now they want it back. And the big three are like, no, we're not giving that back. And they're like, well, fuck you. This is bullshit. They have record profits. CEOs of these companies have given themselves 40% pay raises. Okay? And cars to the consumer are at an all-time high. In addition, the manufacturing of a vehicle these days, especially EVs, is considerably less work. There are a lot less moving parts in this EV thing, which I think honestly is a fad. It won't last, but that's just my opinion. It takes a lot less labor to make an EV vehicle than it does a combustion vehicle. So there's that. They also want a 32-hour work week. They want to go from 40 hours a week to 32, and they want to avoid forced overtime. In some cases, union workers have had to work 7 days a week for several months in a row. They want to limit that. They feel that their workers need time off, which that's reasonable to me. The automakers are saying that's bullshit. We cannot sustain any of that. And it's not feasible to the company. We would go under. That's what they're claiming. The union says back, bullshit. You're lying. Some of you who are union employees, I know for a fact, Rob is, I think. Blue State Rob says 32-hour work week, fuck off. Make it 4 10-hour shifts and be done with it. Maybe. You got to understand, though. With all of these things that they want, this is what you do. You like shoot for the moon, a good negotiator, and eventually there will have to be some concession. You know? The employees, the way they're doing it is instead of just the entire industry walking off of the job, what the union has decided to do, because they think this is going to take a long time, is there's 3 large plants, one in Missouri, one in Wayne, Michigan, and one in Toledo, Ohio, where they've ordered the employees at those plants, which have, several thousand people in each of them, to walk off. But the rest of the plants don't walk off. So the rest of the plants are working, but this is all fucked up. It's going to make everything difficult. So what they're doing is they're slowly grinding the work back so that these employees can earn as much money as they can while the strike is going on, but still cause a lot of mischief with these companies. And then you're looking at the trickle-down effect in Michigan in particular and the entire Midwest. Manufacturing, it's a backbone of all manufacturing right here. So you've got small mom-and-pop shops that are making parts for these companies that are slowly going to grind to a halt. If this goes any amount of time, it's going to be a disaster. It's unprecedented. You've never had all three automakers being shuttered by this approach by the auto workers. My God. The union went on strike despite offers from the companies to raise hourly wages as much as 20% over the life of the contracts, with the top existing hourly pay of $32.32 an hour. Those offers would have taken the senior-most auto workers to a base pay of more than $80,000 a year, not including overtime or profit-sharing bonuses. The union said no. We want an immediate 20% and 4 additional raises of 5% during the life of the contract. All right, so I got some of that wrong. I thought it was 36% plus 20% more. No. They said, all right, we'll take the 20, but we need another 20 over the life of the contract to give these people 40% raises. It did lower those pay demands late in the negotiations, though apparently not enough to close the gap to the automakers' offers. They talked about the pensions, what I talked about, how they had given those up, these employees. I think that, to me, is the big thing. You know, they gave it up in good faith to keep those companies alive. And then that was 14 years ago, for fuck's sake. Give it back to these fucking people. My God. Top on the union's hit list of past concessions was a demand to end a lower tier of pay and benefits for workers hired since 2007. While those workers can now achieve the same top hourly pay as the more senior workers, it can take them 8 years in the company to reach that level. All right, there's a lot of boring shit here that I guess I don't want to get into. That I did touch on to some degree, but I don't want to end up going and rereading them. But that's basically what they're looking at. So that's it. While we're at it, Drew Barrymore is figuring out what happens when you fuck with the union. She's lucky she's not getting her knees broken. Back in the day, you break a strike, you're going to get fucked up. Remember, she said, okay, yeah, I know there's a writer's strike, but I've decided it's time to get the Drew Barrymore show back to work. Now, you might be like, well, it's a talk show. What does a writer do? Well, believe it or not, they have a few writers on that show that write all the things on the prompter, like when they're going from guest to guest to guest, that she just looks at and reads. And if you do the show without the efforts from the union writers, you are breaking the strike. Now, if it were my talk show, I think the best thing to do is don't use writers ever at any one point. Like if you ever had a show that you could pull off and just all they do is just Drew writes down who's going to be on the show. You don't need a writer to do all these transitions and shit like that. Just fucking do it yourself. It's your show. Why do you have to have writers? You know? I don't have a fucking writer. Well, I do. I write shit down, and that's it. For a show like that, where you have conversations taking place and guests, what the fuck do you need a writer for in the first place? You have a brain, Gertie. I'd love to interview her, by the way, and ask her questions about making the movie E.T. I think she's really pretty, by the way. A little young. What is she, like 45? First of all, Ryan writes, so if they strike, does that mean new car prices go even crazy higher than what they already are? Because there will be no supply with striking? I don't know. I think we won't have cars by those companies. Rob says it's called crossing the picket line. Don't cross the line. The union workers, by the way, in the auto workers strike, will get $500 per week of union pay. They also, if you go to like where the union meet, Union Hall or whatever, they have like supplies like bread and various staple items that they can use. Hopefully they have a backup job. They can be a fucking fry cook at Bosco's Pub or some shit. I don't know. But in the end, they're hoping for to get what they want. And frankly, they should. I mean, come on now. I just don't believe these billionaires when they tell us that the company will go belly up. Yeah, if you own a company like that or you're in charge of a company like that, you're a CEO, and you take a 40% pay raise, that's embarrassing. And then you expect, and you don't give these people back their pension. That you do that enough, you whittle away their trust. This is what happens. It looks terrible. Some of you are suggesting the 32-hour a work week thing is BS. Why? Why is that BS? It's not like they have to shut the whole plant down. They can just kind of rotate it. Groups of people will work 4 days, and then the next week someone else. There is a way to do that, in my opinion. I think that they should. Why not? Keep them as happy as possible. Blue State Rob, he says, I was planning on donating blood plasma and doing DoorDash if the UPS Teamsters went on strike. Tyler says they want more money while working less, and he calls them lazy. I don't endorse calling union members lazy. I think it's based on how much money that those workers are bringing in for the corporate entities that run the place. Kenny says, what's BS is the work school week is 5 days and the weekend is only 2. Well, all right. Rob says the whole world needs to do the 4 10-hour shifts. All right, now the jokes are flying. As Nick writes, next thing they'll want is summers off, like the lazy teachers. By the way, if you want to work for Tim Mayer at Shoreliner Striping, he has work now. And boy, will you work. ShorelinerStriping.com. Reach out to him. Okay, I got off the track. Drew Barrymore, she's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my show. I'm a strike breaking show. And that's how it's going to be. On Tuesday of this week, Barrymore was supposed to, she was planning on hosting something called the National Book Awards in the fall. Well, the National Book Foundation, which who knew that was a thing, They said, we don't need you now to speak at our event at the National Book Awards. You're out. We don't want you here. They say it's incomprehensible that you would be a strike breaker. That's the thing. You break a strike, it doesn't like end when the strike ends. They don't welcome you back. Okay? If you aren't like in solidarity with the writers and the Screen Actors Guild, and then you decide to go it alone, you're fucked. Any show. Didn't The View do that too? Why isn't The View getting murdered? Part of me thinks that the entire entertainment industry, on the surface, they support unions, but when you really dig deep, they don't. Like this case. They have rescinded their invitation to Drew Barrymore. Our commitment is to ensure that the focus of the awards remains on celebrating writers and books. We are grateful to Ms. Barrymore and her team for their understanding in this situation. That's a fuck you. On Sunday, Barrymore announced she was saying, fuck you, union, we're coming back. On September 18th, that would be Monday. Immediate backlash. And this historic duel. If you remember, this strike started with just the Writers Guild. And then the Screen Actors Guild joined. The Screen Actors Guild AFTRA joined to help out and be like unified with them. But now, my God, this is a bad decision. You do not want to cross the picket line. According to the Writers Guild, the Drew Barrymore Show is a Writers Guild covered struck show that is planning to return without writers. The Guild has and will continue to picket struck shows that are in production during the strike. Any writing on the Drew Barrymore Show is a violation of WGA strike rules. Oh, no. But this isn't like the 1960s. If it were, someone would beat her ass. I'm not kidding you. Someone's ass would get kicked. We need to go back to some ass kickings in order for this really to take hold. She doesn't give a shit. She doesn't give a shit that the Writers Guild is saying, look, what the fuck? Someone actually needs to kick ass here. Maybe not violence. Maybe just like slashing tires or perhaps a car bomb. But, you know, something back in the day would definitely have happened. Part of why Barrymore has been placed under a microscope in this situation is because of her initial perceived support of the WGA back in May. She stepped down from hosting the MTV Movie Awards. She's like, yeah, labor. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, let's strike. She said in May, I have listened to the writers, and in order to truly respect them, I will pivot from hosting the MTV Movie and TV Awards live in solidarity with the strike. She said in a statement shortly after the strike began. And now she's doing the opposite. What an asshole. My God. Pick one. Corey says slashing tires to a car bomb is a pretty big leap. Rob says, check your email, Eric. I sent a union-related video. Well, that's a red flag. I sometimes fall for the momentum stopping. Hey, Eric, check your email. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll save it for later. We'll just have to revisit it. Damn it. He says, Eric, it's a fight. It's a verbal fight. Dude, you are rolling the dice. Okay? Union president kicks senator's ass. Okay, hang on. Skip ads. Video check. Audio check. Mark Wayne Mullen goes nuclear on labor leader in fiery hearing on unions. Senate Health Committee holds hearing on defending workers from union busting.
Senator Mark Wayne Mullen.
Thank you, Ranking Member.
Mark Wayne Mullen is a senator.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. And I want to make it very clear. I'm not against unions. I'm not at all. Some of my very good friends work for unions. They work hard and they do a good job. And so my statements, please don't make an assumption that I'm anti-union. But I also want to set the record straight. All three of you guys have talked about employers being intimidating their employees. But you guys haven't ever spoke about when the unions try to unionize, the intimidation they have to other people that aren't wanting to unionize. You guys don't mention that. Because, see, I started with nothing. Absolutely nothing. In fact, I started below nothing. And I started growing this little plumbing company with 6 employees to now we have over 300 employees. And back in 2009, you guys tried to unionize me. My guys were making money. They were getting paid more than the union halls were paying their plumbers. Our benefits were better. But because we started bidding jobs that were union jobs and winning those, union pipe fitters decided they were going to come after us. They would show up at my house. They'd be leaning up against my trucks.
Right.
I'm not afraid of a physical confrontation. In fact, sometimes I look forward to it.
Fuck around and find out.
That's not my problem. But when you're doing that to my employees, and then when that didn't work, they started picketing our job site, saying, shame on Mullen. Shame on Mullen. For what?
Well, because you're a union buster, asshole.
Because we were paying higher wages? Because we had better benefits and we wasn't requiring them to pay your guys' exorbitant salaries? You talk about CEOs that are making all this money? And what do you make, Mr. O'Brien?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah, I know what you make, because in 2019, your salary was, what is this, $193,000? I'm sure you got some pay raises since then.
Yeah, when I was
And the average UPS driver, the feeder driver, makes $35,000 a year. And what do you bring?
That's
to the
inaccurate.
Table? Hold on a second.
That's inaccurate. State facts.
I've got it right here.
State facts. That's inaccurate.
The average UPS feeder driver makes $35,000. If you don't know your facts, then maybe you should.
I know them because I negotiate the contract.
So I say one thing to you. What do you bring for that salary?
What do I bring?
Yeah. What job have you committed, or have you started? What job have you created? One job, other than sucking the paycheck out of somebody else that you want to say that you're trying to provide because you're forcing them to pay dues? And
no, we don't force them.
Senator, you've asked the
question. You're out of line.
Let him answer
Actually,
the
I
question.
haven't, and don't tell me I'm out of line.
You are out of line.
Don't tell me I'm out of line.
Well, you frame.
Don't tell me. I'm
frame,
making a
you
statement.
frame. You frame the statement.
You need to
like a
shut
tough
your
guy.
mouth
Yeah.
because you don't know
You're
what
gonna
you're
tell me to
talking
shut my
about.
mouth?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Hold it.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Yes,
Tough
yeah.
guy. I'm not
Senator,
afraid of physical.
Senator, hold it.
But don't sit there and tell me I'm out of line.
Bernie Sanders.
Senator, you made a statement. You asked the question.
I didn't ask a question.
You did.
You did.
I answered the question.
You asked the question about how
Well, it
much
was
money you made.
rhetorical.
Let him answer.
It was a rhetorical
Well,
question,
you
sir.
may think it's rhetorical.
It was
Sounded to me
rhetorical.
like a question. Let him answer the question.
I'm not yielding my time to him. So if you're going to let me keep my time, that's fine.
You'll have your time. Let him. You ask
Your
a question. He has
So-
a right to answer that.
As far as my salary goes, my salary, if you follow me around, I actually look at this building. I bet you I work more hours than you do. Twice as many hours.
That's impossible. But
No, that's true.
Sir, you don't even know what hard work is. You
Secondly,
wanna follow my schedule,
Secondly, I'll do it in
please
a
follow.
minute. Secondly, UPS feeder drivers, and you can quote Carol Tomei, who quoted this. They make $93,000 on the lower end. Some of them
said
making
feeder drivers.
$150,000.
I said feeder drivers.
Feeder drivers, tractor trailer drivers. Some of them making $150,000 per year.
Some of them do.
And
I don't
most of them
disagree with that.
most of them
After
make
you've been
over-
there
most
four-
of them-
after you've been there 4 years.
Most of them make over 1,000.
Okay.
Most of them make over $100,000.
So reclaiming my time. I go back to the whole fact.
Okay, at this point, I'm with union guy. This guy's an asshole here, this senator, with his stupid plumbing business. Fuck this guy.
That, sir, you haven't created a job.
We haven't?
You haven't been there. You haven't.
Sure we have.
You haven't.
Sure we have.
Tell me one job that you created.
What are you talking about? Be specific.
You're
Like,
an
what do you mean?
employer?
No, we're not
You
an
employ
employer.
people?
No, but it's funny.
So, no,
we,
then
we
hold on,
create,
then
we
that's
create
not creating
opportunity.
jobs.
We create opportunity because we
Sir,
hold
that's not-
hold greedy CEOs
That's
like yourself
not-
accountable.
You call me a greedy CEO.
Oh yeah, you are. You want to attack my salary? I'll attack yours.
Here,
What
go
did you
ahead.
make? What did you make?
Okay, you might think that senator guy here with the plumbing business was he came in hot, but I think the union guy has fucking bashed him right back, right on the bridge of the nose.
When you owned your company.
When I made my company, I kept my salary down at about $50,000 a year because I invested every penny into it.
Okay, all right. You mean you hid money?
No, I didn't hide. Oh,
Oh,
hold on a second.
okay, go ahead.
He said that's out of line. You said
All right,
I
we're
was out of
we're
line.
even, we're even.
We're not
We're even.
even. We're not even close to being even. You think it's smart? You think you're funny?
I do. I think he's very funny.
Oh,
You're not.
You think you're funny?
No, I never said. Did I
You
smile?
frame
Did I laugh?
your opening.
Hold on,
statement. You frame your opening statement
No,
saying you're a tough
Senator,
guy.
continue.
This-
Senator, please
This is
continue your
behavior,
statements.
but sir, this is. I think it's great that you're doing this because
Me too.
this shows their behavior on how they try to come in and
No, I-
unionize a shop.
No, it's
and they
just-
say about intimidation, and it's not about intimidation.
This
it's
may
not the
show your
employees
behavior
for.
here. But stay on the issue, please.
The issue is if you're really for
He's lost this room, this asshole.
the employee, then
He doesn't know his question.
why are you against right to work? Why are you against private ballots? If you're really about the employee, let the employee make the choice. I'm not anti-union, but when you don't want
The fuck you're not.
to have a private ballot, that's not intimidating. That's not intimidating. Why wouldn't you want a private ballot? That is intimidating the employee. If you don't want a right to work state,
This guy makes a big deal about, oh, yeah, hey, I pay my guys more than the union does. I've got this. It's like, yeah, but the union people, they have the protection of the group that if they want something, they can work as a team. And all of the people that are represented by the union can earn pay raises. Not just you, just because you it's a union busting shop is what it is.
don't force somebody to pay dues to an organization they may not agree with. Don't force somebody to do something they
They don't have to, asshole. They can go work for you.
don't want to do. That's called employee choice. If you want to be part of a union, God bless you, be part of a union. I have no issue with that. But don't
Oh, what a liar.
stand up here and say that an employee is the one that intimidates their employers are intimidating their employees, not becoming a union.
Okay, Senator,
That's not
thank
accurate.
you. Thank you very much. Senator Murray.
This guy got all this shit off of his chest and didn't really gain anything. My God. All right, let's go back and see what you all have to say about this. Kyle writes, can you just email me the rest of this story? Great chance for impressions with Bernie Sanders. Senator, enough. So, Rob, wait a minute. Where are you in this? Are you saying that, because you're in a union, and what do you all think? Let's see. Looks like a lot of short comments. Corey says, it sounds like complete bullshit. No way a driver is making $93,000. I think he was saying a senior driver would be. Cole says they're both assholes. Nate says, fuck unions. I'm with plumber guy all day. Cole says, asshole of the day, all unions. Rob says they are, Corey. They make good money. I'm on the list to become a UPS feeder driver. Aram says he is all over the place. Nate says, I'm a union pipe fitter, and I'm leaving my company because the atmosphere of self-entitlement and laziness. Oh, there you go. Rob says, if you know what they are talking about, Aram, this is pretty easy to follow. And then Rob insults Aram and says he's almost as ignorant as Jamingo. Aram says his employees can go work for the union if they want, correct? Rob says, I told you it was a good fight. Corey says that the guy started out with a good point and then kind of lost it. Blue State Rob says, I'm in bald union guys union. And then Jimmy in Maine says, Jimmy Hoffa was a good guy. All right, I gotta know about that. By the way, Rick is in a paintball competition again. We cannot seem to touch base. All right, Rob. Now, Rob, I want you to self-edit, okay? You're always on double secret probation. I want you to, in your brain, as I call you, pump yourself up to not give us minutia. If you catch yourself saying something like, long story short, it is too long. Be brief. You know? You're one of the chatterboxes that my internal alarms start going off when you talk too much. You're chatterbox.
Yellow.
Okay, what's going on here?
So the bald guy in that video is Sean O'Brien. He's the Teamsters Union president. So he's a former truck driver from Boston. So he started as a worker and worked his way up. That's the moral of the story. And that's the guy who represents my union.
Okay. But you told me to call you. Well, I mean, did you? I mean, where do you stand?
So I stand in the, when you see me on the Ben and Eric show, I am working my warehouse job that is a Teamster job. Most of the jobs and every UPS driver, well, almost every, unless that's a supervisor.
No, I mean, where do you stand on the issue here? I'm not like where you physically stand.
Okay, well, that's an important detail. So what he was saying there, what the senator was saying, obviously, that the UPS drivers or the UPS feeder drivers, which are what that is that's the tractor trailer drivers you see driving down the road with the UPS logo and the trailer and all that. It's not the brown trucks. So what he was saying there is that, they make $35,000 a year. Well, I know that's a lie because right now, me working in the warehouse, based off of even the old contract that just expired, I make more than that. So the contract that just went through for us, which became in effect August 1st, is way better than $35,000 a year.
Okay,
and the UPS feeder driver makes way more money than I do.
So are we saying that Senator Guy is full of shit and just an asshole?
Yeah, he's a senator from Oklahoma, Republican senator. He's made his money in pipe fitting, so he's got a valid opinion on unions.
Right. He's witnessed it firsthand. He hired union busting work. Union doesn't like that. They make these people uncomfortable. He described it as intimidation. He's getting off. He's getting off fucking easy, is what he's getting off. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Because what he's saying there is that if what they would picket and they would threaten to beat the ass of anybody who was going to bid a job lower than the union or at the same price. And I might have a detail or two of that wrong, but the gist of it is that they're battling for labor, and any business that has union workers, and any business for that matter, is trying to reduce its labor costs. And the unions come in and try to make sure that those people
Correct.
like me are treated
Are taken care
with
of.
respect and dignity.
That's the
and
point.
are taken care of exactly on the monetary end.
Yes.
So
And this guy, he's a union busting shop who will entice these people to pay them more, but he's looking at it trickles down. He's then going to go get jobs and bid them lower than the union and get those bigger jobs, and the union suffers, and that means the people who are employed in union jobs, they will suffer. So that's why they're trying to look out for the other pipe fitters.
yeah, and you know, you take this into the UAW right now. I'm hearing all of the similar talking points, and in my personal opinion, I think they're actually modeling what Bald Union Guy does, and he actually visited during all that. He visited the hub that I work at. Now, granted, I wasn't there because I work nights. He came in the morning.
Yeah.
During the day. So, I mean, this guy really does travel the country. He really does look after everybody. And the Teamsters is one of the, you know, Jimmy Hoffa was the president
Correct.
of that union.
It's a very active
before he got
union.
chopped up.
The people that represent that union, like Bald Guy there, for the $190,000 a year that guy makes, I'm guessing if he doesn't bust his ass every day, someone will beat the fuck out of him because.
All of his members will.
Right. Of course
And
he makes that
more
much
than
money.
that now, but
Probably,
regardless.
and he fucking should. God damn
Yeah,
it.
'cause
You know?
When I started with UPS, he was not the president. I voted for him because all the other all the union delegates in my local were pushing for that, and as far as I know, he got a lot of the vote, and there really wasn't any
Right.
competition, and you can see why, because he was doing an old union tactic there, intimidation, and say like, well, fuck you, well now fuck you, and then you know you could hear it. They both wanted to tell each other to go fuck themselves, and they both
Right.
showed restraint, and actually got to their points pretty quickly, unlike me most of the time.
Yeah. Well, I think you've done a fairly good job this time, Rob.
Yeah, and I knew you would like that video. I kind of sat on it for a little while, thinking maybe when you're not getting when Amanda's dildos aren't shipping out, or when anybody's not getting their shit that is not coming in the mail. You know, FedEx can't handle the volume of UPS's volume. If UPS just got nuked and there were no more UPS left, the post office and FedEx couldn't handle that. So UPS had a lot of leverage, but when we withheld our labor, guess who's not getting their dildo?
Exactly. Yep. They need their dildos. I love it. All right.
So yeah, we had them by the balls and we won. So UAW, they deemed a strike because it's the exact same thing. These guys the CEOs are making tens upon millions of dollars, giving themselves big ass bonuses, paying out dividends to the shareholders, while the workers themselves, at least for the most part, will be impoverished on the street. I mean, to give you context, I was making $17 an hour at the start of this year. By the end of the year, I'll be making $25 an hour.
Nice.
Which is actually livable, and it's actually close to that 40% that they're asking for. So it is not unreasonable at all.
No,
So
it's not.
Corey can go on a nice little research trip, which I know he won't, but if he wants to know more, do the research.
Yeah.
And live it. The truth is on the union side, not Senator or anybody who thinks that unions are bad, because quite frankly, when you go into one of these hot ass warehouses and actually work for one day, and believe me, you will lose weight. I lost 40 pounds on that motherfucking UPS diet. There's another guy that lost 60. He was 240. Now he's skinnier than me even. He's like 60 years old. So
Yeah.
you want to go on a diet, you want to do all these things about fraudulent fatties and eat right. Fuck that. I can eat. I mean, I'm going to eat my words in about 10, 15 years, but you know what? I can eat pretty much anything I want, and I still lose weight because I'm working my ass off.
Attaboy.
In the heat. So, and I'm one of the slower guys. So it's one of those things that, you can sit here and say union laborers are lazy. Well, the reason they're lazy is because they're doing back-breaking work. I know guys that have life-changing injuries, limps, and they're in their 40s. And a guy who works the same exact job I do was a UPS driver for a while. He had to stop driving because he got injured, but he can't feel his left wrist. And maybe he's just lying to me and saying I'm probably just masturbated too much. But the fact of the matter is that there are guys there that are practically crippled from working at UPS. That's just UPS. I have no idea about any other union company, but yeah, they're actually some pretty decent, hard ass working union people. So that impression that I have firsthand accounts that union workers work just as hard, if not harder, than non-union, at least in my job.
All right. Well, you don't get hurt, and have a good one.
Will do.
All right, buddy. Thank you. There you go. That is Blue State Rob adding some perspective. Let me set the record straight here. Corey says there are pros and cons to unions. Not being able to fire an employee who's underperforming because they're in a union is a con. Now, wait a minute here, asshole. You can too fire a person. You have to. There's a little bit more to it than just suddenly the boss doesn't like something you did and in a fit of rage says you're fired. You know, in some cases, that's throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Wouldn't you like it if you had a job where if you did fuck something up, the boss would have to go through a series of steps in order to actually get you removed to make sure that it's an appropriate firing? That's how that works. You know? My God. Well, anyway, that's how it's going in America today. Out of the blue, when Rob is giving an anecdote, Hurricane Ashley drops, "Nobody asked Rob." And I'm like, shut it. He's doing great. Oh, I'm kidding. Can't you just listen to the conversation and have a good time? Rob says you can fire someone for not doing their job. The union will not back you up if you just sit there and slack off. That's a common misconception that dumb shits like Corey think. Corey says you shouldn't be forced into a union if you want to work in a certain place. No, bullshit. That's union busting. That's the point. You work as a union. My God. All right. Thank you, Rob. Okay. This show on Facebook, X, and YouTube is about to end. It will continue on Twitter, though. On Twitch. Download the Twitch app in the App Store or whatever, or Google Play, and then search Eric Zane Live on Twitch, or just go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Most people get it through their phones, some through their desktops, but that's how you do that. Follow the page, and you will know when I go live. It's that simple. If you want, link up your Amazon Prime account for free. You get one a month, and you have to do it manually each month. But when you do that, when you're watching the show, you won't be inundated with the commercials that Amazon or Twitch puts into the stream. Otherwise, it's free. If you want to throw a few bucks at it, you can bypass all those commercials. That's up to you. If not, just sit through the commercials, and off you go. I was getting a lot of comments from people saying, "Oh, Rob's talking. I want more commercials." Come on, give him a break. He did a good job. It's the topic of today, that the American manufacturing industry is going downhill today, and work stoppage is going to fuck everything up for a lot of people. And he, of course, is part of the Teamsters Union that represents him and all of his sisters and brothers at UPS. Well done. Thought you did a good job. All right. So you folks on Facebook, X, and YouTube, have a good one. Thank you for watching.